What happened? Why'd you leave the church is a very common question these days. It's asked all the time to people who was believers and now they've left. The primary reason is with all of these people, including myself, is, and I hate to use the cliched term, but it is a deconstruction. We have a bunch of ideals that were built up like layers. We had perceptions, we had concepts that were built on top of one another, and one of those began to break. It broke, and then we had a cascade effect where we begin to question the rest more. We begin to question why we believe the things that we believe, and then when we put a little pressure against those things, they begin to break. So what you have is you have like a bell fall event where you have, if you can imagine, a bell being cut loose from its rope, and it falls through the first floor and the second and the third, and it just builds up speed as it tears down the whole thing. Some great examples of those bell fall layers are concepts more commonly associated with more fundamentalist religions. You take ideas like that the Bible is inerrant or it can't have any errors, or you take concepts like evolution isn't true, that we were created in the fully formed formation that we presently exist. And then when evidence begins to creep in that shows, first of all, that there are contradictions in the Bible, there are errors or mistakes, or that some of the Bible got added to throughout the years, then once this gets realized, that is something you begin to question the rest. And you don't realize how many layers exist inside of these religions, but even concepts like faith being valuable, or faith being something that is determinative of what reality is. These are concepts that once we lose some of the first layers, such as evolution, maybe evolution is true, or maybe the Bible's not inerrant, then when these things fall, or when we begin to break through those layers, we begin to ask other questions like, why is faith valuable? What's so important about faith? Why is it a good thing? And you ask questions after questions of all of these constructed layers that you have, that you've gotten through your religion, and whenever they begin to collapse, your questioning of everything begins to deconstruct everything until you get down to a base form of a thing that you can know. And then you're confident about this, but you don't really know all the rest, and you have to slowly build information back up to understand the world. But people commonly refer to this now as deconstruction, but the religious people don't realize how much they've already constructed ideologically, or that people have constructed for them ideologically. That they're standing on the top of all these layers of concepts, that those layers of concepts, that when you begin to, one of them fails, you begin to look at the others with more scrutiny, and this is what happens.